My name's Greg Apodaca, and I'm the Chief Explorer of Community 3.0X, which is a community benefit corporation here to speed and scale environmental solutions. We're really in the business of trying to save the planet for humanity on a big scale, and then try and create a better society so we don't just screw the planet up again if we save it this time. Most of my work is kind of top-down stuff, and then a year and a month or so ago, our house burned down. Alma's here, and my wife is here somewhere. And this is where we used to live. This was our home, was right here. And we thought it was our forever home, but guess not. Things got real for me. I had been telling people all along that the climate emergency was real, and then it got very real for us. And we evacuated to my wife's sister's home, where she had a couch that we could crash on. And they had just completed an ADU, so we moved into the ADU, but out of a 3-bed, 2-bath home, we moved into a 1-bed, 1-bath ADU, and our dog, she's big, right? And she's a covers, she's a hug in the covers. We love her, but, not ideal. And so we're going stir crazy after about 3 months, and then luckily a real estate agent friend of ours found us a home that we could lease here on the other side of Altadena by JPL. So, long story short, the first year after the house burned is hellish. I mean, we moved once, then we moved again. We had to go to I don't know how many information meetings and apply for loans and apply for grants and go pick stuff up. And thank God, I mean, people were just angels. They gave us food, they gave us utensils, they gave us bedding, they gave us furniture. Unfortunately, a lot of that stuff didn't fit in our little tiny ADU. We had to then go give it away. So, really stressful, and plus I was running a big conference in June, so I pushed all the emotions down, and then after June, it just really hit me. And I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't able to focus, and didn't have any motivation, and for a couple months I was just thinking, what's wrong with me? And then I finally sought some counseling, and one of my counselors helped me understand that, this was a traumatic experience that we went through. And what I was experiencing was normal. So that helped a lot. I think I'm still only maybe 70% of my normal self. And then Michael and I were talking with Nikki a few months ago and about our situation. I said the big issue now is the soil, because just read an article in the LA Times saying that the feds screwed up the testing protocol. And even though our soil's been tested, that it still might be toxic. So I said, come on, all that, and now our soil's toxic. So, we said somebody's got to do something. So he said, we need to have a soil summit and let people know what's going on. And that's how this happened. And then January came around, and I said, okay, we need to hit the ground running here. But I was like maybe 60%. And I told them, Nikki, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I have the grit to pull this off. And she said she was too busy, and it's on me. So, thankfully, Christy Zamani's here and helped out, and the EFRU, as the Eaton Fire Residents Union, is here. The Eaton Fire Collaborative turned out, Altadena Grain. Just organization after organization stood up and said, we want to help. And even as far away as the Palisades, Resilient Palisades, said, we want to help. So that's what you see here is community uprising together. And luckily, Christy, she's the best, right? She's helped stand up this Eaton Fire Collaborative with over 100 organizations and groups that are dedicated to helping us deal with all this stuff and plan a better future. And so thanks to all those people for doing it. Can we get a round of applause for those guys? So today we wanted to tell you that story. This is a soil summit, but we're not just going to be talking about soil and science. We're going to be talking about the impact that it has on people, right? The financial uncertainty, the emotional insecurity, and then the soil part too. So we want to bring it home here. If you're have been displaced by the fires, if you're a survivor, then we want to hear your story and we want to help you. And if you've been hesitant to ask for help, well, don't do it. That's not a good way to go forward. So I'm going to, in a minute, welcome up Christy and her panel. Christy, you can just have them introduce themselves. That's Valeria Cerna's here, Michael DiMartino, and Jeffrey Cox is here. Michael is a journalist, and the reason we had him here is because he's one of the guys who said, hey, let's do this. And he's got experience with Lahaina Flyer and Paradise. I met Jeffrey recently, and he's with LA County Mental Health. So he's going to help us understand the emotional kind of component of what's going on for folks. Who else did I say was here? Valeria. Valeria is here from the Palisades. But Valeria is an interesting girl. She doesn't live in the Palisades. She doesn't live in Altadena, but she knows more people in Altadena than I do. So, Greg, you need to talk to all these people. I said, who are you? Turns out she knows what she's talking about. And she's great. And so they're going to help us understand the different aspects of the trauma. And Christy's going to help us understand how over the course of a year, even though she stood up in a meeting not that long ago and said, hey, we're burned out. We need help. People need help. So this is just the start, right? We have another couple of years before our house is built, and then there's a lawsuit with Edison. So we're in for another few years of this kind of stress. And we need to hang together. Even though I'm untethered from this property now in our home, the new thing that's keeping me going is this community that's stood up. We need to grow it. We need to make it stronger. We need to get it more organized because this is what's going to sustain us. Okay.